I love surprises. Man, fuck this shit. Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. I know it's been a long time since I've posted, but we are back on track here. Just got back from vacation, got a nice tan. That was weird. If it's your first time visiting this channel, please make sure to subscribe, and always make sure to like this video and turn on that notification button so you can get all things Atlanta Braves and all things MLB from Baseball at the Battery. Now, since I last shot a video, the Braves have seen a lot of downturns within their season. They've now lost 4 in a row, and it's not looking good for them right now at 11-10. But what we're going to do is we're going to go through our third of the way through the season, surprises and disappointments for this Braves team. We're going to start off with disappointments. That way we can end on a surprise and act like this team is going in a positive direction. Our first big disappointment has got to be Ender Inciarte. Ender Inciarte has not been a very serviceable player for the Braves for about a year and a half now. We all hope for that second half Ender that we usually see at the end of the All-Star break, but that just hasn't come to fruition in the last year and a half. This year alone, Ender is already at a negative .2 WAR, and you might be saying, well, his defense is actually pretty good. It hasn't. His defense is actually a negative .1 WAR, and his offense is a negative .1 WAR. His defense isn't even a positive attribute for him at this point, and I would think the Braves are looking to call up Christian Pache very soon, considering Ender Inciarte is not even a serviceable defensive replacement now, much less his horrific performance at the plate with a 186 batting average. You kind of hoped in a shortened season that maybe he'd be able to find his groove, much like a second half at the end of the All-Star break, but he really just hasn't, and with the Braves paying him $7.7 million for this year and being on the hook for him next year, there's really not a lot they can do with him, and no one's going to accept a trade offer for Ender Inciarte with that kind of salary with his performance right now. Just to give you a comparison there, Jacob deGrom has acquired at least a .1 offensive WAR every single season of his career at the plate, and Ender Inciarte is at a negative .1 right now. He's essentially as good as a pitcher sitting up there and batting for us, and he's even worse than that in some cases. Now we're gonna kind of segue over to Adam Duvall being a big surprise for the Braves. When Adam Duvall came over from the Cincinnati Reds in 2018, the entire fan base pretty much got way down on him and hoped that that trade never happened because he was awful. However, last year he paid his price, he went to AAA, and he hit over 30 dingers down in AAA and came up and did the same thing for Atlanta, and even helped them in the playoffs some too. So coming into this season, we were kind of hoping maybe Adam could find his groove, maybe he could be a nice bench piece. Well, with the struggles of Ender Inciarte, Adam Duvall has gotten some playing time, even against righties, and has shown that he can be a serviceable MLB player up there. Not just serviceable, but quite helpful for what the Braves need right now. Adam Duvall right now is actually 11 points higher than his career average in batting average. It doesn't seem like he's getting a lot of hits, but it seems like he's giving a lot of production to the Atlanta Braves. Whether if that's a long fly ball to get a run over, or to get a run in, or even just a clutch double whenever they need it. And that's honestly what the Braves need from Adam Duvall. They need him to be a serviceable outfielder. They don't need him to be a star. They just need him to be an actual player out there instead of Ender Inciarte. The man hits for power and he hits for distance, and that's what the Braves have really seen from him so far, and he just looks a lot more comfortable up there at the plate. He looks relaxed, he looks more confident than he was when he first came over here in 2018, and he looks a lot more like the Adam Duvall of 2019 than 2018. Another big disappointment for the Braves has been their performance at the hot corner this year. The third base position was supposed to be somewhat of an embarrassment of riches for the Braves, starting at the beginning of last year when Austin Riley came in and just hit dingers for 2 weeks. However, that has not been the same since, and Johan Camargo has not been even close to where he was in 2018. Austin Riley right now has a combined negative .3 WAR on the season, and Johan Camargo only has a .1 WAR offensively. So pretty much the only thing pulling this position right now is Johan Camargo's defensive .4 WAR. We know we've already seen 4 errors from Austin Riley at the third base position, and it seems either with him, it's either 9 strikeouts or a home run. That kind of production can work if that ratio is just a little better with guys like Hunter Renfroe, Miguel Sano, Austin Riley is almost striking out 40% of the time he goes up there and gets a hit about 18% of the time. So those kind of ratios just aren't going to work for Austin Riley. And I know it's only still early in his career and this is kind of a weird season, but if you're a Braves fan, if you're the Braves front office, you kind of got to be panicking a little bit from the production you've seen from Austin Riley. And maybe this third baseman of the future thing needs another recheck. Austin Riley is essentially another pitcher in the batting order, and that's something the Braves cannot have with Ender Inciarte being as bad as he is as well. So Johan Camargo is really the only serviceable option there right now, and even he is not providing the production the Braves need to be a top 10 team in this league. The major concern between the both of them is that they're essentially competing for that third base role, and neither of them has shined even close enough to win that role right now. But if you had to give me an option, I'd probably say Johan Camargo because Austin Riley has been trash. An awesome surprise for the Braves right now has been the Atlanta Braves catcher position. Going into the season, it kind of felt different than it has the last couple seasons because Travis d'Arnaud was seen as the main weight holder for this position, and Tyler Flowers would help out just whenever Travis d'Arnaud needed a break. However, Travis d'Arnaud has been one of the best catchers in baseball. In fact, he leads all catchers in baseball in hits, and his defensive metrics haven't been that bad at all. With such a young pitching staff, the Braves really needed this catcher position to step up defensively, and they certainly have. Once again, one of the best in the league, unexpectedly kind of going into each season. So Travis d'Arnaud has been an absolute MVP for this team so far, and this next one has got to be the biggest disappointment of all of them, and that would be the Braves prospect starting pitching. Not really sure what's going on here. I'm not really sure the front office does either. With the Braves injuries and with the opt-outs from Felix Hernandez and Cole Hamels injury, and now Mike Soroka injury, these rotation spots have been left to some of these young guns that are at the alternate training site, and they just haven't filled in at all. Touki Toussaint had one promising start, but after that he kind of blew it against the Yankees once again, and Kyle Wright must work at a theme park or something because it seems that every single batter he faces, he gives a free pass. See what I did there? That was bad. I'm trying to come up with content, people. Bryce Wilson pretty much shat the bed in his start against the Yankees with only 1.2 innings pitched and 2 runs and 4 walks. Obviously, Huascar Ynoa is not a starter, but he's just been trying to add some support for this Braves staff. With all that being said, I've definitely seen a lot of Reddit posts, a lot of articles about how maybe the Braves developmental staff down in the minor leagues is doing something wrong, because now we've seen multiple Braves pitchers be traded away to other organizations and find success where they didn't find success in the Braves organization. And that has to be a very scary thought for every single Braves fan, considering this was a rebuild based on starting pitching, and the only starting pitching that we've seen is Max Fried and Mike Soroka. And I get the theory is that you draft 20 and you hope that maybe 5, 7 can pan out, but we've drafted a gazillion starting pitchers, and only 2 of them have panned out. So I've got another video coming out about this later this weekend, and how starting pitchers that have gone to other teams have found success, and what they have said about their time within the Braves organization. How can this be fixed? What can we expect to see from Braves starting pitchers in the future? So check out for that video. That'll be coming out later this weekend, or possibly Monday. I don't know. We'll just see how much time I really have, and I probably have all the time in the world, so it'll probably come out, I don't know, now. And for our last surprise, I would have to say that has to go to the bullpen. This has been way better bullpen than we ever thought it could have been. We knew on paper it looked good, but we didn't know it was going to be this good. I know we've seen some regression over the past few games. Obviously, Luke Jackson, not going to say that any of us called that, but Mark Melancon, Will Smith has looked great, Chris Martin has looked great. And we knew all these pitchers were going to be good, or going to be at least serviceable out of the bullpen, but what we didn't expect is guys like Tyler Matzik, Grant Dayton, and AJ Minter to have a kind of a resurgence for themselves and give the Braves an extra boost in the back half of that bullpen. Hopefully this Braves bullpen can keep throwing these innings. The Braves bullpen success isn't sustainable, especially with the amount of innings that they are pitching, because currently they are pitching more innings than the starting pitchers, and the starting pitching rotation does not look like it's going anywhere positively soon. So hopefully the bullpen can keep it up, and maybe we'll get some added help later in September and going into the postseason. So those are my 3 surprises, my 3 disappointments. Hopefully this Braves team is going somewhere. I don't cry at night. Hopefully we can get some more production out of Ender Inciarte, the third base position, and maybe these prospects from the starting pitching roles will be able to help out as well. Thanks for watching this video, guys, and make sure to like and subscribe to my channel, Baseball at the Battery, so you can get all things Atlanta Braves baseball and all things MLB. And make sure to turn that notification button on as well. So everyone, thanks for watching. Have a great day, and go Braves.